Hello, everybody. Welcome back and thank you for being here. Today, we're going to talk about how to create a book that will be self-published using AI as a help for research as well as for illustrations. So I'm going to go through this entire process and I will have the chapters below so you can jump back and forth if it was too fast for you. However, be warned, this is a little bit of a longer video, I assume, because I'm literally going to show you every step. I will try to speed it up. Obviously, the book I am about to publish is a specific book and you'll see what I mean by that. It's not a reading book. And it took me a little bit more time than in this video to create it because of the image generation. However, here again are the chapters of the book. First, we're going to start with the research of the topic, then the idea generation using ChatGPT. Then we will go on to Midjourney, where we will use the ideas that we got from ChatGPT to illustrate the book. And there I will go into prompting and a little bit of copyright, the way I understand it for commercial purposes on Midjourney. Then we will go into Pages and make the layout of the book. And then we will go to Kindle Direct Publishing, which is an Amazon service. And I will show you exactly how to actually publish the book in real time. So sit back, grab your coffee. I wish I had one right now. I already have one this morning, so I'm good. And relax, and let's get right into it. Like I said, we will do the research, and what I did for that is when I published my first book that I talked about here, the Bedtime Stories book, I went on to Amazon and I was researching what else is available. So books, we'll just go books. We will see what else is happening here, and the second book that I wanted to work on was something, well, actually, you can see it already right here. It kind of stuck out to me that there are books like this that are very easy to do with AI. And what do I mean by that? Check this out. So a book like this is a coloring book for adults. Okay, you can, where do you see that here? So you see all kinds of books like this. They got a crazy amount of reviews. And remember, you only get a review for every, I don't know, 10 purchases at best. Maybe one review every 100 reviews. I have no idea. I'll be really curious. But essentially, I looked at the book like this. It was actually another one. Let's see the category here. So we will see humorous coloring books for grown-ups. This is number 1. This changed because I remember, oh my God, there's some bizarre stuff in here. But oh yeah, this is the one that I saw. Okay, so this is a book about people of Walmart. Maybe you've seen some of the Reddit threads or YouTube videos where you just see the funniest people in Walmart. And so let's analyze this book. This is basically, okay, we got a disclaimer here. Okay, this is what it looks like on the inside. And there we go. We got the first person in Walmart. It is a fun example. Those are probably all illustrated based on real photos of people in Walmart. And we got a nice back. Maybe I have to work on that too. I don't actually have that on my book, so we'll see how real time we will get. Anyway, so what does this book consist of? This is 76 pages. Was published in September. This is 8.5 by 11 inches. And that's all it is, and then you got a nice description here. And again, you got 11,000 ratings. So people are raving about it. They like this type of stuff. I think it's a cool idea. And it's also easy to gift. I think it's a viable product that actually might sell if you promote it in the right way. So what I did next was then I was looking into ChatGPT, one of my favorite apps right now. And I asked, first of all, I was thinking, okay, so what are some other relatable, because the people of Walmart, I think one of the memes about it is that it's relatable, right? So I was thinking, what are other relatable things for adults that I could make a coloring book about? Because that was the goal, right? So I was thinking how about the whole topic of adulting? You know what adulting means? It means the things that you encounter in life as an adult. You know, growing up, things are just different. You know, I can't eat two pizzas stacked on top of each other and eat them every day and not expect my stomach to blow up. You know, I get hungover if I want to party a lot, or I have to do my own taxes, I have to clean up my house and all that type of stuff. So those are examples of adulting. So I basically asked ChatGPT, could you give me a couple of ideas of or examples of adulting? So let's do that. Let's see what it says this time. Sure, here's a list of humorous examples of adulting. Remembering to pay the bills on time, eating vegetables because they're healthy, not because they're on your plate, doing laundry because it's necessary, waking up before 10 a.m. on weekends, budgeting and saving money instead of spending it all, making doctor's appointments, and all that type of stuff. You can cooking a proper meal instead of relying on takeout and microwavable meals. Well, I guess I'm kind of bad at that. However, the funny idea is that I wanted to create a coloring book about the most mundane, boring scenarios that you can come up with in order to maybe have something where parents could give that book to their adult child that lives in their basement, or maybe somebody wants to gift it to someone else, or just for themselves, just to have fun, because it is relatable, and I think relatability is what makes it fun. So now that I have those prompts, I'm ready to go over to Midjourney and kind of create scenes that work with those prompts when I want to describe them later on in the book. So let's go over to Midjourney. Here I have created my own little Midjourney server. That's a topic on its own. That's just something that you can do. I think you have to have the paid plan, which is like 15 or 30 bucks, depending on the option per month. But I'm not quite sure. I do think you need the paid plan in order to invite the Midjourney bot to your own server, just to keep it a little bit more, organized. So here we go. The first example that I would say we have, what did we say? Remembering to pay the bills online. Now you can see what I did was I did --CB, which is coloring book. This is a prompt that I have generated myself, and I'm just repeating it. I will show you in a moment what it looks like. So essentially, it's a shortcut to always add in the end vector lines, this portion, vector lines, style of a comic book, style of a coloring book, thick, clear lines, black and white, and then the aspect ratio 2:3. Just a side note real quick, you saw me maybe while I was typing in that prompt that I used the command that was --CB, and that is a customized shortcut that I input. As you can see, it actually generated 4 images. They're not always going to be perfect on the first try, especially when you are just using the prompt that we generated with ChatGPT word by word. It might be a little bit abstract for programs like Midjourney to interpret that. So you might have to just say a man or a woman sitting amongst a pile of bills that have to be paid or something like that, so alter it a little bit. But actually, I like this one here. This is not bad. So what we could do is we could ask it to upscale this one as an example. While this is generating, I have received a lot of questions about copyright. The way I understand is, for Midjourney at least, that you can use the images that you generate for commercial purposes, no problem. However, Midjourney reserves the right to also use your images for commercial purposes in any other case, I guess. That's the way I understand it. Again, that's not legal advice. I'm not a lawyer, but that's how I'm treating it. And on top of that, unless you're paying a lot of money to create your images in private, all images that you create with Midjourney are publicly available. So what you do is, in a scenario like this, where you're creating a book or a coloring book, technically people could just browse through your storyline to get all the images themselves. However, think about this. It's not about only the images. It's about putting it together as a book, saving people time, and honestly, it's just a much better way for people to just buy it unless they really really like this one image. They can just, there's probably going to be like one or two people online that will go through the internet to search something like that, but in general the value of this book is not the details, it's not the individual parts, it's just the package together. And then you obviously offer it at an attractive price where people are just like, yeah, sure, why not, I can buy that, $5, $10, whatever it's going to end up being. So here we have the image that has been upscaled a little bit. And you know what? I like the style. It's not bad. It's not perfect. Keep in mind, Midjourney almost always messes up the hands. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then there should be a thumb, right? 6 fingers. This hand is completely disfigured. So that's just a part of it. It's almost like a running joke right now. And in my book, actually, a lot of the hands are completely messed up because, again, why not? It's you get the idea. So this is the way I generated all 50 or 60 images that I have in the final book. And then now let's move on to the next part, which is Pages. So this is the program Pages. I believe it's free on Mac. I don't remember paying for it, so I believe it's free. And this is simply just one of the templates that they have for a book. This is the one that I chose, and it's already showing, up in the format that is very easy to use. And then all you just have to do, you just remove all this, and then you add image files. So let's just do one, for example. And in my case specifically, what I did was, let's just add a new page. Add page, and then I'll drag it in here. It's really drag and drop. It's very simple. Just make sure that you have a somewhat of a uniform design. So, this is the page the way I like it. There's a little bit of room on top. Maybe I can go up a little bit, because the way I did it later, and I'll show you, I used this space on the bottom to actually clarify what this situation is about, because I think it gives it a little bit more relatability, because some of the pictures can apply to many different situations, and you'll see in a second. But that's essentially it. And then you do this whole step 60 times, however many pages you want to have. And let me show you how my book looks like. So this is my book right now. And with every page, I have something for you to colorize. And I think there's some fun stuff like here. For this one, for example, is buying a motorcycle to cope with your midlife crisis. Learning new skills to change jobs. Like I said, bracing for a hangover from last night's party. Taking up knitting as a hobby. Those types of things. Being excited about finding a penny on the street. Being excited about finding a parking spot close to the store entrance. Those types of things that are or here, being excited about a good nap. Simple stuff like this that adults are actually excited about, believe it or not. If you're not an adult yet, brace yourself. Maybe this is a book for you. So, and that's also how I chose the tagline here. Adulting, the coloring book that prepares you for life. We could just go with that. And once you have that, let's just say we will delete all this stuff to kind of get ready to export the book. This is not going to be the final book, actually, because I am going to add a little bit of a description on the inside on the first page. And also I need a back page. And I also have to design a logo, but a cover, but I'll show you how that can be done in Kindle publishing. So let's say I'm printing this as a PDF right now, and then we will jump over to the next setup, which is Kindle Direct Publishing. Okay, so this is my bookshelf, and this is what it looks like after you sign up with Kindle Direct Publishing. You fill up some of your information, like I assume text info and all your personal information, and then all you have to do is click on Create. And there you go. In our case, we want to create a paperback book. Okay, and this is how it starts. So here, under book title, you would say something like adulting. And I will actually add that to the title, the subtitle, because I don't know how the subtitle will be displayed later, but I want it to be in there. The coloring book that will teach you about life. You can add your name. And then the description, I would actually go back to ChatGPT and I will ask it, could you write up a description about the coloring book for adults that depicts those topics? Now, remember, the copyright with ChatGPT is a little bit different. I think they're still working on this, so I wouldn't recommend just copy and pasting everything, but take this as an example. However, just for now, for demonstration purposes, I will take this and I already added in here. So then the next thing is you click in all here, you add the keywords that you want to be known for. Also here, you can ask ChatGPT, what are the relevant keywords for a book like this if I publish it on Amazon? And zimzalabim, here comes a list of keywords that you can use for this specific book. Isn't it amazing? It spits it right out. It's really helpful as a, you know, as a guide. It's amazing, you know, adulting, adult coloring book, stress relief, realistic scenarios, lifestyle, witty captions, adult life, self-care, all that type of stuff. So to me, this is almost like magic, you know. Okay, let's go back here. Let's say we would fill those out. We don't need that right now. Then the same thing is that you would probably put some put it into a category. What did we say on the other one? Let me see. What category is this in? Category public art, digital art. This is where you basically find your category. This one goes into nonfiction art, and I chose digital. Okay, not adult content per se. Then you save it. And the next step in the process is you can actually have it generate a ISBN for you. That I would actually copy that into the paperback PDF. I haven't done that because I just generated it now. So you would have to go back and generate it again. Then here you have the print options, okay? So we would choose black and white interior with white paper. And I believe the size is, let me show this here. Under document, you can always change that, but remember that you will have to reposition certain images maybe or scale them up if you change it after the fact. So make sure that you set that up initially. Okay, so different sizes. We have, there we go. This is 5.5 by 8.5. It's a little small, but personally, I was thinking to go with that size because as an adult, I don't want to spend too much time coloring. So I'm okay with a small sized book. It's not super small, but I mean, it's you see the dimensions here. But generally, you have those coloring books that are much bigger, right? This is more like a pocket size, a little bit bigger than a pocket size. Bleed, no bleed, that's something you have to research a little bit. Essentially, when you put a bleed, that means that you have the images come outside of the page and then the printer just cuts them off. So it basically fills the page a little bit more. For this one, I will go with no bleed because like you remember, I have that little tagline underneath and I don't want this to be cut off. So we'll keep it that way. Paperback, I think matte is better when you actually create a coloring book, that just sticks better. The color sticks better on the matte paper. And then the next step is to upload your manuscript, which is the PDF that you have created. This is taking a few moments. That's why I'll fast forward this process for you. And it's successful. Then you would go to the cover creator. Let's see what's okay. First of all, the general draft has been uploaded successfully. Now they're processing the file. Okay, so you could either create your own cover file. There's a calculator here that you can see. Let's just go on that real quick. In inches, we can just use that. And it was 5.5 by 8.5. And then the amount of pages, I have 60 pages. And then based on that amount, it will actually calculate the dimensions of your book. And then you see this template that you can download. And you can basically just throw that into Photoshop and then use this to create a cover that will go onto your book. You just click here on download template and you're ready to go. But let's go back here. Another way of creating a cover is also to launch the cover creator, which is an okay option, but I think it's not as good as a custom cover, you know? So the way it works is you choose a design. It can be this, and then you have this layout option. Let's see, we take this one. Oh, my book has actually 68 pages. And in order to have a text on a spine here in the middle, it has to be at least 79 pages to be a little bit thicker. That's for paperbacks. I think hardcovers are much less than that. Anyway, and this is it. So you would drag your picture in here. I don't have a photo of the coloring book right now, but you would take that, adjust it here, then write a little bit of a blurb here, your photo here if you want, and then you're ready to go. And then you need to finish this step. And this step takes a little bit of time because you also have to launch a preview to really see how the book works together. And then the next step becomes available. However, I don't have that here right now, but I can go into the other, into one of my other books in order to show you the next step. And here you see my two other books. Let's go with this one here. And we will jump over to paperback rights and pricing, because that's the step that we took off from the other one. And there we go. Basically, you have to affirm that you have the distribution rights to all territories worldwide or individual territories, the primary marketplace. For me, that's Amazon.com. And here you go. You can basically decide the price of your book in dollars. This could be $5. And then you see, well, actually for this one, I guess it has to be at least $6.08. So let's say $7. You see the printing cost is $3.65. The royalties you would get on that is 55 cents on Amazon.com. And this is for some other distributor networks. I think if they would sell it to booksellers and university libraries and all that type of stuff, then you would, in this case, get zero because it's so low. But what did I have here? $14.99. This is a special book that I'll talk in another video about. This is actually a book I made for fundraising purposes. And then you see the revenue split here, and it automatically translates that into other Amazon marketplaces, which is nice because you don't have to deal with it. And then all you have to do, you press here and you go and publish the book. This is pretty much it, guys. So thank you so much for your time. Let me know if you have any questions. Feel free to check out my other videos, and I'll see you in the next one.